Hello everybody! We're going to talk about the 5 main things that vitamin C does to your body. Let's dive in. The first thing that vitamin C does is it has antioxidant effects. So we know that vitamin C is an antioxidant, but what does that actually mean? Well, antioxidants are substances that inhibit oxidation. Now, what is oxidation? Oxidation is a process where molecules lose electrons and become more positively charged. In fact, there was a disease called scurvy back in the day where people were severely deficient in vitamin C. Vitamin C is known as an immune-boosting nutrient. It does several different things. Your adrenal glands produce many different hormones, including cortisol, adrenaline, and sex hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Well, I recommend anywhere between 700 milligrams to 2,000 milligrams per day. But I wouldn't take it all at once. However, some people do experience some digestive discomfort, things like stomach aches, gas, diarrhea. And like I said, you can get vitamin C from foods, primarily fruits and vegetables. If you don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, then it might be a good idea to consider taking a supplement. And also share it with someone who needs to hear this information. One thing to note is that vitamin C is water-soluble. So that means that any excess vitamin C that you take will be filtered out in your urine. It won't be saved in your body, so that's why it's important to take it regularly. This is usually when you take very high amounts of vitamin C, especially if you take it all at once. It's kind of like a sweet tart cherry, really delicious. Camu is another fruit that's very high in vitamin C, and it's a fruit that grows in South America. It's really high in vitamin C. Rose hips are also high in vitamin C. You can actually buy rose hip tea. It has a very distinct tart flavor, but it's very high in vitamin C. Sauerkraut is another food that's high in vitamin C, and this is just fermented cabbage. Strawberries are also high in vitamin C. And I remember growing up, my mom always had fresh strawberries in our fridge, and we would just literally sit there and eat them as a dessert. And I think the reason why she did that is because you can actually store fresh strawberries in the fridge for months, and so they'll last a long time. They'll get soft, but they won't grow mold or anything. So it's a great way to store and preserve vitamin C. Kiwis are also high in vitamin C, in fact. A single kiwi can provide over 100% of your daily requirements for vitamin C. Lemons and limes are also high in vitamin C. Although the juice tastes better, the actual peel of the lemon or lime contains more vitamin C than the juice itself. Peppers are also high in vitamin C. This includes both sweet peppers like bell peppers and also chili peppers. Kale is also high in vitamin C. In fact, if you compare kale to blueberries, which are also high in vitamin C, if you eat 1 cup of raw kale, you're going to get about 130% of your daily requirement for vitamin C. If you eat 1 cup of blueberries, you're going to get over 300% of your daily requirement for vitamin C. So clearly, the vitamin C content varies widely depending on the food. So that's why I recommend spacing it out throughout the day. Some people also have a false negative with vitamin C. What does that mean? Well, vitamin C can interfere with certain lab tests, and it can falsely lower your results. It usually affects tests that measure something called the erythrocyte sedimentation rate. Vitamin C can actually decrease this value on the test, giving a false negative result. So if you take vitamin C regularly and you go in to have this test done, let the lab tech or your doctor know that you've been taking vitamin C, and they can kind of watch out for that when they do your test. Instead, I would space it out through the day, so you can have a steady supply of vitamin C throughout the day. As far as the form of vitamin C, I recommend either ascorbic acid or a cerola cherry. These tend to be the most affordable, and they work well. If you want to take a different form of vitamin C, you can. Just know that they may cost a little bit more. Taking vitamin C helps to support the adrenal glands so they can produce these hormones at optimal levels. Now, vitamin C does this in several different ways. First of all, vitamin C is involved in the production of certain enzymes that the adrenals need to make hormones. It also helps to increase the absorption of certain minerals like magnesium and zinc, which are needed by the adrenals. It also acts as an antioxidant in the adrenals, protecting them from damage. And finally, it helps to reduce stress hormones like cortisol, bringing them back down to baseline. So overall, taking vitamin C can help to support the adrenals and improve hormone balance in your body. For one, it can enhance the phagocytosis activity of white blood cells. Phagocytosis is basically a process where white blood cells engulf bacteria or pathogens and destroy them, so it can help to increase the activity of those white blood cells. It can also help to increase the production of certain antibodies, and it can also help to stimulate the production of certain cytokines. Cytokines are basically signaling molecules that tell your immune cells what to do. They can also help reduce inflammation in your body, helping your immune system to resolve after infection. So all these different things can help to enhance your immune function, making you less likely to get sick and helping you recover faster if you do get sick. One thing to note, though, is that it does not prevent you from getting sick, but it can help to lessen the severity of the symptoms and help you recover faster. Also, you need to take regular vitamin C, not just like a megadose once. You can't just take a bunch of vitamin C once and then expect that to boost your immune system for weeks or months. You need to take it regularly in order to maintain that immune-boosting effect, and one of the main symptoms of scurvy is bleeding gums. Why? Because you have all these like fibers in your body, connective tissue that hold everything together. And so vitamin C is involved in that process. And so if you don't have enough vitamin C, your body cannot make enough collagen. So one symptom of that is bleeding gums. So eating foods high in vitamin C or taking a supplement can help to increase the amount of collagen in your body. And so that can help with things like if you have joint pain or if you have wound healing issues. It can even improve your skin health. So that is another benefit of vitamin C. This can happen when you consume unhealthy foods. It's when you are exposed to environmental toxins. And it can even happen just because of normal cellular metabolism, meaning when you eat food and your cells make energy. Sometimes during that process, you can have these molecules that have unpaired electrons. And so they will steal electrons from other molecules, making them oxidized and damaged. And this can damage DNA, it can damage proteins, and it can also damage lipids or fats in your body. So having antioxidants like vitamin C helps to donate an electron to these molecules without being damaged themselves. So vitamin C acts as a sacrificial molecule, donating an electron to these unstable molecules so they become stable and they don't cause damage to your body. The cool thing is that unlike some other antioxidants, vitamin C is a true antioxidant, meaning it can be replenished in your body. You can keep taking vitamin C and your body can keep donating that electron to protect your body from oxidation and free radical damage. Now the second thing that vitamin C does is it increases the absorption of iron. There are two types of iron in foods. You have heme iron, which comes from animal products, and you have non-heme iron, which comes from plants. Heme iron is more bioavailable and easier to absorb in your body, whereas non-heme iron is not absorbed as well. That's why if you look at like meat, for example, beef, you have around 30% absorption of iron, whereas if you have spinach, you only absorb like 4% of the iron. So what vitamin C does is it helps to increase the absorption of non-heme iron. So if you take vitamin C with plant-based foods, fruits, and veggies, it can help to make that iron more bioavailable and easier to absorb in your body. The third thing that vitamin C does is it aids in collagen synthesis. Vitamin C is essential in the production of collagen. The fourth thing that vitamin C does is it enhances the immune function. The fifth thing that vitamin C does is it supports the adrenal glands. Some people ask me, how much vitamin C should I take? As far as side effects of vitamin C, generally, it's pretty safe. So those are the 5 main things that vitamin C does to your body. There are many different foods that are high in vitamin C. One of my favorites is acerola cherry. I love the taste of acerola cherry. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button.